Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a new military video. Today I will show you the next generation of main battle tanks in the world. Before starting the video, a little reminder, if you don't like my voice, don't worry, you can play your favorite playlist and read on screen what I'm saying. Now we can start. The first machine I want to show you is the KF-51 from Germany. It has a crew of 3, commander, gunner and driver. The manufacturer is Rheinmetall and it was designed in 2016. The introduction is expected around 2030. It has a weight of 59 tons, it can reach a maximum speed of 80 km per hour on road or 50 km per hour off-road. We have a range of 500 km and a power weight ratio of 25 HP on ton. For the engine we can find a 1479 HP diesel engine, for the suspension we have a torsion bar, and the transmission is a rank 354. This tank has 3 layers of protection. We can find the first layer, an all-welded steel armor, made with also tungsten, nanoceramic and plastic Kevlar. For the second layer of protection we have the explosive reactive armor, laser warning receiver and radar warning receiver. The third layer of protection is an active protection system. In this case we can find the AMAP ADS, Active Defense System, and the Top Attack Protection System, or TAPS. This one is needed to protect the tank from above, one of the most sensitive and worst weak point of a tank. So it's very interesting to have a protection also for this part of the tank. Then we can also find the 4 smoke grenade launchers, called ROSI, Rapid Obscuring System, heavy ballistic skirts and NBC protections. NBC stands for Nuclear, Biological and Chemical Protections. In this first category we can notice an improvement in active protection system compared to the previous tanks, more oriented in passive protections. For the main weapon we can find a 130mm smoothbore gun, bigger compared to the previous generation of guns that usually are 120mm, so we have already here a little improvement in terms of firepower. Moreover, we can also find ATGM capability. ATGM stands for Anti-Tank Guided Missiles. It means you can fire anti-tank guided missiles with this gun. We have an autoloader, that is the reason why we have only a crew of 3 instead of a crew of 4, because we don't have the loader anymore, and we know it can reach a rate of fire of 10 rounds per minute. The tank carries more than 30 rounds, 20 of them are already present in the autoloader, so they will be loaded automatically, and for the shells we can find the APF SDS, that are armor piercing rounds, HE frag, high explosive and fragmentation, and the kinetic energy rounds. The fire range is estimated to be around 5000 meters for the engage and 10,000 meters for tracking. For the secondary weapons we can find a 12.7mm coaxial gun next to the main cannon. Then we can find a 7.62mm Nutter remote gun on the turret, a 12.7mm cord remote gun again on the turret, and a Hero 120 loitering munition system. The remote turrets can be adopted to increase the firepower of the tank, also against infantry or light vehicles, but also against drones, so they also have anti-air capabilities. While the loitering munition system is something new and quite interesting. They are like drone missiles, you can control them from the inside of the tank and you can use them to spot the enemy and attack them like a kamikaze. So you can use them for both scouting and attacking. In fact, in this case the range is quite high, more than 60 km. While for the other secondary weapons range we have 1500 meters for the coaxial gun, 1200 meters for the Nutter turret and 2000 meters for the 12.7mm turret. For the electronics is supposed to have the same one present on the Leopard 2 main battle tank, the actual MBT adopted in Germany, so we can find a laser rangefinder, 2 telescopes, a thermocamera and a fire control system. The next machine I want to show you is the e-mbt, a joint venture between Germany and France. In this case, you have to imagine this machine as a mix between the Leopard 2 chassis from Germany and the Leclerc main turret from France, more or less. We can find a crew of 3, a commander, a gunner and a driver. The manufacturers are Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann, Nexter and Rheinmetall. It has been designed in 2018 and the introduction is expected around 2035. It will have a weight of 60 tons, be able to reach a speed higher than 70 km per hour on road and 45 km per hour off-road, a range higher than 500 km and a power weight ratio of 26 HP on ton. It has a diesel engine with a power of 1500 HP. For the suspension we can find the hydropneumatic torsion bar, and for the transmission the rank HSW. For the passive protection we'll have a composite armor made by titanium, tungsten, ceramic and Kevlar that will form the first layer of protections. For the second layer we will have KBCM laser and missile warning receiver and explosive reactive armor, while for the third layer it will have the Trophy APS, active protection system, and an active defense system. Then it will also have 10 Galix decoy launchers, finders, BMS and NBC protections. For the main weapon we can find the same smoothbore 130mm main gun. It has ATGM capabilities, of course the autoloader, and a rate of fire higher than 10 rounds per minute. It will be able to transport more than 40 rounds, 20 of them are already present in the autoloader, and for the shells we can find APF SDS, high explosive fragmentation rounds and high explosive anti-tank rounds. The fire range also for this one is estimated to be 5000 meters for the engage and 10,000 meters for tracking. For the secondary weapons we can find a 12.7mm coaxial gun next to the main gun, a 7.62mm AA-52 remote gun turret and a 30mm remote gun turret. It's quite powerful and can be adopted against a quite good variety of enemy targets. The estimated fire range for the secondary weapons are 1500 meters for the coaxial gun, 1800 meters for the remote AA-52 and 2500 meters for the remote 30mm. For the electronics, we can expect to find a mix between German and French electronics, a fire control system, thermocamera, finders, HL120 sight, laser rangefinder and an automated fire control system. The next machine on the list is the T-14 Armata from Russia. It has a crew of 3, commander, gunner and driver. The manufacturer is Ural Vagonzavod and it was designed in 2014. The introduction, very interesting, already began. In fact, this is the only next generation made battle tank already adopted. For this reason we can also find more info about it. It has a weight of 50 tons, it can reach a maximum speed of 90 km per hour on road and 60 km per hour off-road. The range is higher than 500 km and the power rate ratio is 34 HP on ton. It has a diesel engine with 1700 HP. For the suspension we have the lever arm active actuators and the easy mechanical gearbox for the transmission. For the protection we can find a composite armor made by steel, metal and ceramic, and a very interesting design, an unmanned main turret and an internal armored capsule. This means that the whole crew is separated from the main gun, that is one of the most sensitive and highest weak point of a tank, as we said before, and the whole main turret is unmanned. For the second layer of protection we can find the bar armor, a laser warning receiver and a Malachite dual explosive reactive armor. Then for the third layer we have the Afghanit APS, active protection system, 10 explosively formed penetrator and 24 Stali decoy launchers. But it's not finished here, we also find 24 more fixed Stali decoy VLS, vertical launch system, radiothermal signature reductors and NBC protections. For the main weapon we can find a 125mm smoothbore gun. It's under consideration also a future update with a 152mm main gun. But for now we can already find ATGM capabilities, we also have an autoloader and a rate of fire of 12 rounds per minute. It can transport 42 rounds with 32 of them already present in the autoloader while for the shells we have APF-SDS, high explosive fragmentation, and the Sprinter ATM anti-tank missiles. For the fire range we have 6000 meters for the engage and 12,000 meters for tracking. The secondary weapons are a 7.62mm coaxial gun and a 12.7mm remote gun in the turret. The fire ranges are 1200 meters for the coaxial gun and 2000 meters for the remote turret. For the electronics we can find a fire control system, AESA radar, AESA stands for Active Electronically Scanned Array, multispectral image sights, HD cameras and laser rangefinder. The last machine I want to show you today is the abrams-x from United States of America. Finally, it has a crew of 3, commander, gunner and driver. The manufacturer is General Dynamics and it was designed in 2022, so this year, and the introduction is expected to be around 2035. It has a weight around 60 tons, it can reach a speed higher than 60 km per hour on road and 40 km per hour off-road. The range is around 500 km. We don't have info about the power-weight ratio. The reason is that we don't know what engine will have, but very interesting, we know it will have an hybrid between diesel and electric engine. This is so interesting because the electric part of the engine will have two main features. The first one is to lower the fuel consumption, probably the highest weak point of the Abrams we have now, while the second feature is being silent, stealthy, sneaky. The new Abrams will be able to move also on only electric power, of course not for long distances because it's not powerful enough, but yes, it will be able to move without using the fuel engine. This can be really helpful, especially if you think about a modern scenario like urban areas. I think it's awesome, I really like this feature. About the suspension and transmission, they should be the same adopted on the latest version of the actual Abrams. For the passive protections we can find the iconic depleted uranium armor of the Abrams, a graphite coating, and also here we have an unmanned main turret, similar to what we found before in the T-14 Armata. Then, as a second layer of protection, we have explosive reactive armor, while for the third layer of protection we have the Crew Duke V4 counter IED and the trophy APS. Moreover, we can also find smoke and chaff grenade launchers and NBC protections. The main weapon is a smoothbore 120mm gun L48 with ATGM capabilities, autoloader and a rate of fire higher than 10 rounds per minute. It will be able to transport more than 50 rounds, while for the shells we can find APF-SDS, high explosive anti-tank rounds, advanced kinetic energy rounds, advanced multipurpose rounds and mid-range munitions. The fire range is estimated to be around 6000 meters for the engage and 10,000 meters for tracking. The secondary weapons are a 7.62mm coaxial gun next to the main gun, a 30mm remote gun in the turret, and a Switchball 300 loitering munition system, similar to the one we found before in the German Panther tank. The fire ranges are 1200 meters for the coaxial gun, 2000 meters for the remote gun in the turret, and 70 km for the loitering munition system. For the electronics we expect to find what we already have on the modern Abrams, of course with also some upgrades, like a 4th generation FLIR, thermal optics, laser rangefinder, SATCOM network, joint battle command platform, and very interesting, the biggest news for this category, AI for object detection and recognition. So yes, this tank will massively use AI for its electronics. Is it good? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe we are creating Skynet, I don't know. But let me know what you think about it, I'm really curious. I hope you enjoyed this very short list, but quite interesting in my opinion. If yes, remember to leave a thumbs up, and see you again next week for a new video. Bye!